We're the Phat Peeps.
Hey, peeps.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phat Peeps podcast. This is episode number 44.
Woo.
This is a podcast that is a nerd culture and comedy podcast where we talk about the hottest news and make terrible jokes. I'm, of course, your host, one of the Phat Peeps, Joey, and I'm here with the other Phat Peeps. We have John, cameraman John.
Hello, that is I, cameraman John.
Hello.
We have PJ.
Hi.
Hello.
And we have Garrick.
Hello.
Yay. And it's Christmas. Almost.
And it's almost Christmas.
Jingle
Yeah,
bell,
so-
jingle bell.
So exciting.
We have a Christmas-related icebreaker topic
Oh, wow.
that we'll get to. Of course, after that, we have great stories to talk about, different things that have happened in the world of nerd culture with movies and television and the such.
Wow.
But first, it's the icebreaker question.
Ooh, yeah.
And today's icebreaker question is, what's your favorite holiday movie?
Oh, great
And
question,
I suppose
Joey.
when we say
Oh,
holiday movie, it's not just like any holiday, because I suppose like Halloween's a holiday, right? We're talking
Oh.
specifically about the
The
holidays.
holy
yes,
days.
the capital H.
Christmas.
The
and
December, like the
Kwanzaa, right?
winter solstice days.
Hanukkah.
How about that?
Yes,
And
exactly.
Hanukkah.
Yuletide, including Yuletide
Yuletide,
holiday movies.
Saturnalia.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Hanukkah.
What? Hanukkah, I know that one.
Kwanzaa.
I know that one.
Kwanzaa movies.
Yeah.
That's all.
Anyway,
up for
my favorite
grabs.
holiday movie is
Yes.
Olive the Other Reindeer.
Wait,
Oh,
what? Oh,
What?
wait, what?
Are you familiar with this?
It
No.
sounds
like a
rings
porno.
a bell. I don't remember.
It's I
watching
think
it.
it was originally like a children's novel that they
Oh,
like
okay. It's
adapted
definitely
into
a
an
porno.
animated movie. Or not a novel, like a children's like picture book
Olive
kind
It's
of,
a
you know.
45-minute movie. I've never seen it. What?
45 minutes.
And yeah, that sounds about right.
That's like a TV show.
Yeah, I mean they would play it on like, you know, I want to say they played it on like Cartoon Network and stuff around the holidays.
Oh, the
Okay.
doggo. Yes.
But yeah, it's a
doggo
little
looks familiar.
doggo named Olive,
Uh-huh.
and Santa,
How cute.
like, there's some problem with one of the reindeers, and he says
Uh-oh.
like, "Oh, we'll make do with Olive the other reindeer," as in like all of the other reindeer.
Ha.
But she hears
Olive?
it as
The
the
other
other reindeer. She's like, "Oh man, I'm a reindeer," and she like goes on an adventure to get to the North Pole.
I've never
so
seen
she-
this. Huh.
That sounds
It's fun.
cute.
It's a fun little movie.
Very nice.
It's a 2D computer animated Christmas comedy. Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
1999.
That's an interesting art style. I like
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I remember
Aw.
the art style of the book specifically, and then I remember
Yeah.
they did it. I think it was Cartoon Network, right? That
I don't
had
know
it.
if they produced it, but that's definitely where I watched
It's
it.
played. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I figured. Okay, so Drew Barrymore played Olive.
Wow.
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 Mine
Huh.
is probably the same as a lot of other people's. Home Alone.
Oh,
Oh.
classic.
I have a
Classic
very
indeed.
deep connection with Home Alone because, well, two things. My family and I would watch it every year, and we basically cherish the two VHS tapes, 1 and 2, as they were gold. And the other reason is because my dad worked for what was formerly known as John Perry Studios, which created the turtle doves, that the kid Macaulay Culkin's character gave to the homeless lady in Home Alone 2.
Excuse me. That's Home. Okay, I was just to say you said Home Alone 1, right?
No, I
That's
said
Home Alone
two.
2.
I said
Okay,
both the
okay.
Home Alones.
Got it. Oh, got it.
Oh.
So the studio he worked for actually made those doves that were in the movie, and then they mass
Wow.
produced. Well, not mass produced them, but they made a limited run of them. And for a while, my dad actually had some in our house, which was kind of cool. And I think we still maybe have one of the boxes, but it was just cool to think like, hey, I have some like a set prop from the movie, and I knew the person that like created and had to do with all that, so that was really awesome. And then seeing the original
Nice.
Wow.
boxes that they created to give to the movie set was awesome as well.
Wow. Did
So
you play any of the techniques learned from Home Alone?
Did what?
Did you?
Did I learn any of the
Did-
techniques? Oh hell no.
Yeah, like the murder techniques.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna
Oh.
say it is
With the
the
bucket.
prequel to the Saw movies after all.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, what?
Indeed. It's in the same
No,
universe.
it's the same. No,
Wait, what? Is this some weird fan theory that I don't
You've
know?
never
No,
heard
c-
this?
The
Oh,
SU,
yeah.
the Saw universe.
but if you really think about it, all the traps he makes would probably kill a normal person.
That's
Like
true.
the kid is a
paint
murderer,
can-
pretty much.
Yeah, a paint can to the face going like on a swing set downstairs. Yeah, that probably would kill someone.
Mhm.
Oh, and a dresser. I forgot
Oh,
about
yeah.
that. Like a full-on
A
dresser and then
clothing
an
iron.
Yeah, I was
clothing
gonna say
iron on the
iron to the
face.
face. Like
I mean, he made
nails in the feet.
Yeah, nailed through the feet and falls
Mhm.
over. Like he straight up
Catching
falls
head
like
on fire.
planking. Yep.
Well, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that's
Electrocuting them?
true.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You never thought about that?
Yeah.
No, not
So
really. I mean,
Yeah.
because I mean, I haven't
Yeah.
watched the movie in a good decade,
Yeah.
and, I
And they
watched
call
it
it
as
a
kid.
kids movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Nothing
is.
nothing says Merry Christmas like killing a man.
Exactly.
More like
Well, I mean,
a comedy horror.
yeah. What's the
Yeah.
law? Where it's like stand your ground or castle law or whatever. It's like you can use deadly force when someone's breaking in or whatever.
I feel like we need
Stand
to
your
make
ground,
a
Stand your ground.
but only on
horror,
Christmas.
like
Yeah.
short of Home Alone.
Cordell Digital made a R-rated re-edit of Home Alone, which is hilarious.
Oh.
They like added blood and gore and all this stuff.
I think I still have that
should
on my
definitely see
to
it, yeah.
watch list. Yeah. I like their stuff so much.
Anyhow, so
Anywho.
that aside, besides ruining it, I do have a very like close connection to those movies, and I love them. And every time that I watch them, even though I can't watch them anymore because I overwatched them as a child,
Oh, no.
even if I
Oh,
watch them for a
no.
few minutes, it's just kind of like a happiness comes back to me.
Aw, cute.
Suck it.
So cute.
John,
Well,
yours?
my favorite Christmas story movie is the one and only The Christmas Story.
Wow.
With Tim Allen.
What? No, oh, sorry, A Christmas Story. A
Oh.
Christmas. With Ralphie. You'll shoot your eye out, kid. That one?
Oh.
Oh, it's a classic. Wait, you haven't seen it?
Probably not.
It's a classic. You gotta watch it.
Is that the one with the lamp leg, or the leg lamp?
Yes, it is. Beautiful
Okay.
lamp leg.
The only reason
Oh,
why I know
nice.
is because our store sells a shit ton of that stuff. Like
Really?
the yeah, they actually sell the
Oh.
lamp leg, but as a
Oh
night
no.
light.
Yeah. Fantastic movie.
I don't remember if I watched
Good.
that.
They play it every Christmas. It's like a marathon, like on
I probably
TNT or
have,
something
but it's
back in the
probably
day.
been a
It's
couple
probably the
years.
biggest Christmas movie out there.
Yeah,
like,
because it's literally called
it's
A
the most-
Christmas Story.
the
Oh,
most
wow.
merchandisable one, at
Yeah.
least.
It's important for children's safety because it teaches them not to lick
Yeah.
cold objects.
Cold objects, not to shoot your eye out with a BB gun. You know,
Makes sense.
there's a lot of life lessons in it.
I-
Christmas life lessons.
I feel like there's a lot of adult like product that comes from that. They're like every time I see it, it's like shot glasses and beer mugs, and then the lamp leg, which is kind of like
Because it's
Well,
an
it's-
old movie.
It's an old movie.
So
Yeah, it's like people grew up on
people-
it.
Yeah, people saw it when they were children, like 30 years ago, and those people are adults now, so they want
Yeah.
things like shot glasses.
Plus, it's an overall like kind of family films. Like you can watch it with like old from any age, pretty much.
Well, yeah,
can
and
get it.
then I guess like the same idea, like oh, it's a family film from back then, and there was a lot more like you could have some racy things in the movie without being considered bad. It's just like oh, that's funny because that lamp is a sexy leg, but the kids won't understand that it's just a leg to them.
Oh, they do, because they play it up. Like it's hilarious. Like the wife's reaction, the kids' reaction, stuff like that. So they know what they're doing. Also, I want to do a shout out for Klaus. It's an animated film. That's a big second
Oh
for
wow.
Christmas movies.
Klaus.
Yeah, Klaus on Netflix. Check it out. It's really good.
Klaus.
Okay,
Animation
Oh,
is
wait,
very unique.
Isn't that recent?
Yeah, it was last year. Came out last year.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning to watch that. Dang it.
Is it
Very,
a
So
very
many
cartoon?
shows I keep on
Yeah.
missing out on.
Art style is beautiful. It's 3D, but they also hand draw. Well, not hand. It's like they use some sort of shading to make it look like it's drawn, like 2D drawing.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
that's cool.
That sounds awesome.
hmm
How about you, Eric?
I'm gonna say Die Hard is my favorite holiday movie.
John has a problem with this.
Hmm.
It
You
hurts
okay?
him.
Constipated?
And
don't know.
it's a lot of debate over if Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not.
It is though. It's true.
Is it? But there's nothing Christmas spirit about it or holiday spirit about it.
What do you
It just
mean?
happens to be set
You-
during Christmas.
There's holiday stuff there.
It's debatable.
But if that ruffles your gears, I would also say
What?
8 Crazy Nights by Adam Sandler.
Oh no, that's
definitely
that's a
Christmas
Hanukkah movie.
Yeah, that is geared towards the holidays. It was okay.
I
I
watched
wouldn't say
that
it's-
religiously for some reason when I
that
was
supposed
young.
to be a joke.
Sure.
Wait,
But,
what?
Religiously, it's a Hanukkah movie. Never mind.
Oh, I mean that's probably all of it.
yeah,
It
I
was-
watched
I
it
didn't say it was
pretty
a good joke.
religiously.
Pun intended.
I don't know. I guess I was really down with Adam Sandler's comedy back then, so I guess it.
I
worked
mean, that
out.
was one of his last like actually funny movies before he started just sending it in.
Yeah.
No offense, Adam Sandler. We still love you.
hmm I mean,
No,
there's
I
a
respect the
lot.
man. He's in a world where like he gets to make like D tier comedy movies
Oh,
that
yeah.
get watched like a ton on things like Netflix, and like he just gets to like go to exotic locations with his friends
With his all his
and
friends.
goof around and film a movie and
Yep.
like
Oh,
make
yeah.
$100 million.
Yeah.
So like more power to you, Adam Sandler.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no hate. I'm just saying, it's not that great. But whatever
How
you want to
could
do,
you?
man, and whatever sells.
I didn't know we were talking about. This was a review about holiday movies, PJ. Oh my.
I never said
Your
it was a
movie's bad.
review.
Yeah.
I just simply made the comment that was one of his last
Uh-huh.
like didn't send it in movies. But anyhow, moving on from that.
All right. Well, speaking of bad movies, do you guys remember the Star Wars prequels?
Hey,
What? Oh,
Hey.
are they bad though now?
Are they bad? I mean, yeah, they were bad, but are they really bad?
Were they that bad?
I like
There's
3.
things to like about those movies.
Yeah,
But I would say that
I think
they are
I hated 2.
bad.
I'd argue that Jar Jar Binks was the best thing that came out of that.
Misa don't knows about that.
okay. I want to say that compared Jar Jar Binks to the Wookiee, what's his name, Chewbacca, they're literally the same character, except one of them doesn't have an annoying voice. The other one just annoyingly growls at things or thing at things.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's
true.
my. I know that's probably blasphemous, but
How
I don't
could
like
you?
Chewbacca. It's kind of annoying.
Well,
It just-
anyway.
I mean, he is just there.
He's just there and just growls at Han.
Before moving into actual discussion, who the hell is Hayden Christensensen?
The Anakin Skywalker, old
Yeah.
Anakin.
No,
Darth Vader.
I know that's never mind. It's just the spelling of
culture.
this.
People can't see that, PJ. You can't make jokes about our script.
No, but I
Oh
can.
my-
There's an extra SDAHSEN.
There you go. Now we know what's
Yeah,
happening.
but
I don't-
they
I don't know
get
where the
that. That doesn't
duh
play to
comes
them.
That's
from.
about right, isn't
See,
it?
now you have to visually post up the script on screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so
No,
imagine
that'll be the title
Christensen
of-
and then add the extra SDAHSEN.
That's the title of the podcast, PJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. This
Anyway.
It's cool.
we're grabbing the story from The Verge. Julia
Right.
Alexander authored it. But yeah, Hayden Christensen is going to be reprising his role as Darth Vader in
Sure.
the upcoming Obi Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Lucasfilm
can
announced.
get on board with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't know, man. Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker are such different characters that like it could literally be anybody in that suit.
Yeah, especially when it's like burnt to it's all his face is all kind of burnt and stuff like that. It's like, I
Mhm.
mean, yeah,
I
whatever.
argue to say that Darth Vader is the Joker of the Star Wars universe. He's such a complex character
Is he
and
though?
creates
no,
such
he's not.
intrigue.
It's pretty
In the
straightforward.
movies,
Star Wars-
maybe not.
Yeah, Star
But-
Wars.
No,
George Lucas
but-
specifically made Star Wars as like light versus dark.
Yeah, he's
good
pretty
versus
much
evil.
just the evil guy, and
He just
yeah,
he just redeemed
I
himself
argue
then.
about it.
differently, but that's okay. I'm not a big Star Wars fan. I read a book
Oh
called
yeah,
The
you read the
Dark Lord.
books, nerd.
Yeah, so
Oh, that's
like
your problem.
his mentality and everything, the like battle he goes on with himself mentally and making the decisions that he made in the third movie is very interesting to me, because it's like it's a little bit more than like, oh, I'm a bad guy. It's like, no, he's actually not. He was trying to do the right thing, but he's just horrible at it.
Right, but once he's in the suit, it can literally be anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But are
Like-
they? Is he reprising his role as like Darth Vader, or is it going to be like flashbacks with Obi-Wan
Right.
and
So
Anakin hanging out? You know.
That's interesting, right? Because I was wondering in the like ending sequence of Revenge of the Sith, when you have Darth Vader screaming no or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Is
Yeah.
that Christensen or is that James Earl Jones?
Oh, I think it's probably like heavily words
modified.
modified.
on.
Yeah.
You were
but
like
I
right
thought it
there.
was
You were
Chris.
just missing
I
like
know.
2 syllables.
What's the last 2 lines? But also it's like I feel like it would also kind of downplay the Obi-Wan and what's his name? Vader fight from New Hope if they had like, you know, if they continue with the prequel of Obi-Wan fighting Vader like before that, if they're going to go that route, it's going to be weird too.
I think they've had it where he interacts
'Cause-
with Vader multiple times.
Like, oh, before the
Throughout the
whole Death Star
series.
fight?
Yes, like before
That-
he actually dies.
I don't know if I like that because that should be like the big fight. Like they haven't seen each other like the Mustafar fight, and then how many years passed since that movie Revenge and New Hope?
20.
20 years. I like that much conflict that hasn't been solved, and then finally solving it that on a Death Star is like much more impactful than little tiny skirmishes throughout. You know those 20 years.
I'm not sure. Like honestly, I'm not the person to ask for that, but I feel like that would make sense that they'd have other interactions before then. But maybe
I don't
not.
know. I think I think it'll just
There has
make
to be
let-
though.
yeah.
There just has to be if they're making a whole series based off of it.
Yeah. Like it makes sense that they would do that, but I feel like it'll just lessen the impact of the final fight between them two.
No, I don't know. I think it's like seeing a slow regression of Obi-Wan through the series, like being like, okay, I need to defeat him to like right the wrongs that I've done in the past by not, killing him or doing the right thing initially, like seeing the darkness in him initially. So like he continues to fight it, and then the very last fight finally he's just like, the only way that I can fix him is by letting myself lose. Because then that's the only thing that Anakin ever regretted is losing to Obi-Wan.
Hmm.
I mean, not the only thing, but like the reason why he, I don't know. I think that him dying in that movie to
Spoiler.
Darth Vader, spoiler from a like 50-year-old movie. Come on. No. So I think him dying in the original series to Darth Vader, like that was a pinnacle moment for Darth Vader to become Anakin again, because it was just kind of like one of his main missions in life has been completed as Darth Vader. I don't know. There's a lot of theory that goes into that. I'm not going to talk about it, but yeah, I think there's definitely going to be more interactions in that series. Otherwise, it's not going to make sense to have the series like that, unless they're
Yeah, that's what I was
having him
thinking.
as,
Maybe
like,
it's flashbacks.
a one episode thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
Mm.
Or they have a connection in the Force somewhere where kind of like what's their names? Ben and Ray have their connection.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's true. Like it makes sense because the story's already been done. So
Not that kind of connection.
It's about. I think yeah, it's more of just like a visitation from Darth Vader, which is great. It's like I think it might just be a fan service, but it
Is
will
this going to
probably lend
be
to the
a
story.
mini series, or is it going to be a full blown like possible
Spin-off
multiple
series.
seasons?
Oh, we don't know.
I feel like it would make sense as like a 10 episode thing at the most, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
I don't know. I honestly don't really care about Star Wars at all anymore.
Oh no.
Like, I didn't really like the new movies, and I don't know, man. I just kind of don't really care about it.
Oh,
Didn't
no.
he?
Didn't
But
Fair enough. Fair enough.
we got some people here who do care about it.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Who
whoa.
are they?
Wait, why'd you-
John and
What?
Garrick, I
Oh.
believe you guys have been watching The Mandalorian.
Oh,
I was waiting for someone else to pop in and say hi. I was like, who?
We got
Guest
special guest.
starring.
I was like, is Brandon here? This was
What are you
actually-
guys'
Yeah.
thoughts on the series? Are you enjoying it? Did you watch all of season 2 already? What's the
Oh,
deal?
Like
yeah.
day
What's the jam?
one.
Tell us all about it.
They're
Oh
crazy.
It-
yeah, fantastic, guys.
really
guys,
Highly
guys,
recommend.
guys. John Favreau, Filoni,
Genius. Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni,
Good
geniuses,
guy.
geniuses. They get Star Wars, and if you want like the classic feeling of Star Wars, the old school Star Wars, but more, check out Mandalorian. If you haven't, I don't know why you haven't. If you're a Star Wars fan,
I know.
like sometimes I feel like they do a little too much fan servicey.
Mhm.
I get it. It's it's for the fans, but like story wise, very touching story.
So
Like-
let's look at this from a different perspective. Look at it from if you're talking to somebody who's never seen Star Wars before ever.
Oh.
And they're
okay.
like, "Oh, I got Disney Plus because I like the
Like-
animated movies. Why should I watch Mandalorian? What is this guy in silver armor? What's going on here?"
Well, coming from where, like, so when I first heard of Mandalorian, before even season 1, I was like, oh, cool, like another Star Wars show that I could watch. Like, I wasn't like enthralled by it where everybody was all freaking out and stuff.
Yeah,
and
me
it,
either.
it took me pretty much all of like maybe I'd say all of this first season to figure out like that they do have something here, and that the stories of Star Wars outside of the Skywalker saga is filled with lots of potential that could be explored, like that can be hinted that was hinted in the actual films, but is actually explored here. And it's a wonderful adventure, because the reason why most people are probably just tired of Star Wars altogether is because of the Skywalker saga. It's all about Skywalker. It's not about the universe, essentially. And
Yeah, it's such
it-
a big
it
universe with
the-
all the lore.
yeah, it's not lending enough to what the actual universe can
Oh, it gets
can
crazy
offer.
whenever you start like looking up about like the force users that are larger, and then like the basically the demigods in that universe. It's almost unsettling. So I mean, there's a lot of lore based YouTubers that talk about Star Wars extended universe. Check them out, because there's so much more, and it is more interesting. I will agree with you on that. I mean, I love, like I said, I like the Skywalker series as far as Anakin goes, but I think Luke is a very transparent, boring character. That's why I
Yeah,
wasn't a
I
fan of
mean,
the
like-
original series, personally.
Like we said, it's all like it's just pretty much good versus evil. But I think what the Mandalorian accomplishes is, it's not just good versus evil. Like the Mando has to make decisions that like Luke would probably never make, and you get to watch the actual story of his growth, which is pretty much what you'll see with the relationship with Baby Yoda
He's
and
being a dad.
and
Yeah,
all
but
his friends.
Mainstream Star Wars is good versus evil. The original, like the actual like extended universe, is far from that. It's very gray
Yeah,
area.
that's what I just said.
Yeah. I mean, I would debate. I would like say it doesn't. If you really like read into it, like the Empire in the movie, they're all kind of still dicks.
Right.
Yeah, there's like some
Oh.
people. Yeah, there's like some
Yeah.
people that are deserters, but there's always been like people like
But
that.
there's-
Wait, are you
but,
talking about like the Republic?
but the Republic? No, the Empire, the
Oh,
evil
okay,
people.
okay. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're
but-
still inherently evil, you know.
There's
Like, their
definitely an
goals still-
argument. Well, okay,
Yeah.
so like that's like,
But that's just the way the
politics-wise-
Mandalorian was portraying them as.
right, and
I'm
that's
not talking about
politics
the side
wise.
stuff. Yeah.
That's not. I'm talking about like Sith and Jedi kind of
Yeah.
thing, where the Sith are kind of in some light portrayed as not necessarily evil, just following
Yeah.
a
Right.
different path of the Force, which I found that interesting when I started digging
Yeah.
deeper down
I
that
think
rabbit hole.
I think the whole premise is like people figuring out that the Empire, like the fall of the Empire, with the fall of the Empire, there's still a big void, and in the end, that like nothing really changed,
Mhm.
and you see these characters after the fall of the Empire kind of traverse this and see how they cope in like the aftermath. And there's like that's why, for example, like Rogue One was such a great movie, and i I would argue to say that probably the best movie as far as story goes, and
Wha-
because it fills in those gaps, those kind of like that those plot points that never was really covered in the actual Luke the Skywalker saga. So, and Mandalorian does a good job of that too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's still
Indeed.
a lot of Star Wars to come, I think.
Yeah.
And
You definitely need to be familiar with at least a little bit of the Star Wars universe, though, before if you haven't watched Mando yet.
Oh,
yeah,
That's
it
what I want to
helps.
say. It helps
Oh,
because
yeah.
there. It's
I
again some of the fan service stuff is like you have to be keeping up.
well, coming from someone who didn't really watch too much of the Clone Wars,
Mhm.
um, I just did a little research just to fill it in, but it
Yeah,
like with that said, it kind of motivates me to want to watch the Clone Wars
that's
and
good.
Rebels as well,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of stories and there's a lot of
Yeah.
cameos from characters
Oh yeah.
from those TV shows, which is great.
Oh yeah.
Like
Lots of name dropping too.
everything
Yeah.
is just coming together because of the Mandalorian, and it's not fractured like it was before, which is amazing. Like
Yeah, Clone
I
Wars is a big portion of what the Star Wars storyline is, and it's crazy because it's like
yeah.
it feels so after the thought, like,
Yeah.
oh, how did we explain all this stuff that happened? Oh, here's a
Well,
giant chunk of it randomly
Yeah.
separated.
Clone Wars
Right.
almost kind of fixed the prequel problems where like not showing because in the prequels, not Luke, Anakin and Obi Wan were supposed to be buddies, best friends, and that wasn't portrayed in the movies. So that's what the Clone Wars fixed.
Sure.
I was also gonna
Nice.
say, Mandalorian. They go even like further back because they mentioned like the Jedi Mandalorian Wars,
Yeah,
and like correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't like Malachor 5 get brought up,
yeah, lots of name dropping.
and it's like
Yeah.
I don't know if there's other media. I mean, I'm sure that there's like other um like novels and extended universe stuff that touched on the Mandalorian Wars, but like the one that when I think of like the stuff talking about the Mandalorian Wars in that type of detail, I think of Knights of the Old Republic and specifically Knights of the Old Republic 2, which
Mhm.
is really kind of what fleshed out like what happened on Malachor 5 and the like rifts in the Force and stuff like that.
Yeah,
People should play Knights of the Old Republic 2. It's
oh
like
yeah,
in my opinion the best Star Wars story in general.
Yeah, that was
yeah.
a good game.
Wait, what's the
Very
difference
You-
between Old Republic and High Republic? Because I know they're making a High Republic series. Disney is. Do
I
you
think
know?
High Republic might be in between the two,
Okay.
right? Because there was the Old Republic, and then the Old Republic gets like completely wiped out by the Sith,
Hmm. Oh, and that's when the
right?
kind of golden age of Jedi, kind of right before the
Like,
fall in the prequels.
well, this is like, I'm pretty sure in between,
In between.
right?
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
like
that
there
makes
was a
sense.
fall with the Old Republic, and then a resurgence later into the
Yeah.
High Republic, and then the High
Yeah.
Republic leads into what is
The
like
prequel stuff.
the prequel trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get it. Okay.
nice.
But I might be wrong about that. I'm not like super up to date on my
Yeah.
Star Wars
Me neither.
shit
At least that old
anymore.
stuff.
That's interesting how they do like that up and down of like growth on either side of power until like the Sith eventually just become like one, where it's just the Sith Lord and then his apprentice. because like I don't know, in that timeline, once again, look it up on YouTube. The timeline goes back and forth between Sith and Jedi, and then once it's figured out that
Well,
the
it's like-
Sith should only have one apprentice and the power is concentrated into one sole person, then it finally becomes where there's more plentiful Jedi than Sith. Jedi.
Jedi, the balance of the Force.
Jedi. Yes. Okay.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about some of these like Star Wars stuff that got announced. We're over on The
So
Verge
much
again.
Star
A lot.
A
They are
bunch of
milking
people
it.
contributed to this. Jay
Oh
Peters,
yeah.
Chime Gertenberg.
Gertenberg.
Gartenberg?
Oh, that sounded
Am I reading
very.
that right?
I was going very German for a minute. Gertenbooten.
And Julia Alexander. Anyway, this is just like a consolidation of all the things that were announced by Disney. What was this, like a week ago?
Yeah, something like that.
December
Anyway, do you
10th.
want to talk about everything? Do you want to talk about the Marvel stuff too, or do we just want to talk about Star Wars stuff?
I mean, we could just
give us
touch upon-
highlights. Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's start with the Star Wars stuff.
a bunch.
2 new Star Wars shows, both spin-offs of The Mandalorian.
Yep.
One called Rangers of the New Republic.
Oh wow.
And the
Mhm,
other
yep.
one called... Okay, I'm not going to say this because this is a spoiler.
Are we?
Kind of
Yeah,
Not really,
to say that
but-
it's like a spin-off of
spin-off.
The
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
I
It's
mean,
hard to
it's
say
there
'cause
already.
it's
So
there.
I mean, everyone knows now.
I'm going to say the name of the series, and if you don't want to hear
Oh.
it, skip ahead 5
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah,
Ahsoka.
yeah,
Yeah, isn't that the apprentice of Anakin?
yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, we also got... go ahead and... Yeah, go ahead and talk about it. Who cares? Who cares? If they're willing to just put it in a Verge article, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you can find it's gonna be spoiled eventually. We're
Yeah.
here for
Well,
you.
in the Mandalorian, it was fantastic. It was really fun to see like a high level Jedi doing their Jedi things.
Wait, she was in
Yeah,
So very
Mandalorian.
cool. Oh,
Spoiler.
spoilers. Whoops. Yeah.
That's
I
a
mean-
spoiler.
Spin-off. It's spin-off.
I-
That's
I'm
What do you think I was saying this whole
It's a
time?
spin-off.
Oh, I wasn't connecting the dots. So,
beep beep boop.
well, I haven't
Incomplete.
watched it, so I don't know. But that's interesting to me. I thought Mandalorian was supposed to be way beforehand. I
No,
didn't
it was.
realize
It's right
No.
after the fall of
Yeah.
the Empire, the last
I think
Death
what,
Star.
like 10 years after?
Is it 10 years? I thought it was like
Yeah.
pretty.
Oh,
like
so
5.
this is still in the.
Oh, it's
thick of
10 years. Yeah,
things.
yeah, it is 10. Yeah, this is like still you have like the factions of
So
Imperial
this is
people still trying
Between Luke
Feel the power back then.
Skywalker and Rey.
to. Yes. correct.
Okay. I always thought it was like before Luke, so that's why I got
No,
confused.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, yeah. I made that mistake a couple times too, but
It just seemed very
Oof.
primitive in comparison, like to
Yeah.
But they had X-wings and stuff.
I mean,
X-wings and
like I said,
stuff.
I haven't gotten that far into the series, so I don't
Oh.
really know. But
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
We got Star Wars The Bad Batch,
wow.
which is an animated series about
That's the
a
sequel
bad
to
batch
the-
of clones.
Yeah, it's a Clone Wars sequel.
They're
pretty
pretty
much.
bad.
That's fun.
they
We'll
leave
see
the
how that
milk
goes.
out
That's
overnight, and they drink from it. It's horrible. Sons of
I get the
bitches.
idea that this is going to be like a comedy type of cartoon.
Bad Batch.
Yeah.
It's not really going to be like a
Wait,
serious.
the Star Wars Bad Batch?
Yeah.
It's literally like the Clone Wars continuation.
Is it
So-
straight up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because
So it's
there's
not gonna be funny?
a regiment of clones that are like kind of
Bad.
bad, or they weren't they were cloned differently. They had like mutations or something, so they weren't like normal clones, and they're the
Yeah.
Bad Batch.
Are they bad?
They're bad to the bones.
Like badass or like evil bad?
like
they're
non-
they,
what side you're.
non-functioning
they're not
bad.
good.
Yeah,
they,
like,
they're not like
They are
functioning
sent out to
properly.
do like jobs that a normal clone wouldn't do.
Oh, so they're kind of like the special ops. kinda
Yeah,
situation.
kind of,
Okay.
but different. Bad to the bones.
The bad.
Oh
No,
I was
I'm
thinking
still
the
unclear on
opposite.
this.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
You're
if you've
confusing
seen the
crap
Clone
out of
Wars, I don't. I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna continue with the Clone Wars kind of tone of it.
I imagine like a group of misfits that are considered to be like the subpar group, but happen to just be heroes. Like
that are like physically deficient.
right, like the zero hero story. That's what I imagine with this.
They're bad. So you know the Clone Wars of Camino. They're very like kind of like not high class, but very like they don't like gross genetic people. You know.
Oh,
So
They're
this batch would be
systemic. They're
yes, exactly. That's
manufacturing stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
So
they're
this
very
batch
like
of
business oriented.
clones, yeah. So this batch of clones, in their eyes, are bad because they aren't, you know, they have mutations in them.
Oh, so
they're
they
like
are
the
defective.
they're the
Yeah,
like,
they're the outcast.
outclass
Yeah.
that happen to have their own story or whatever. Okay, that makes
The
sense.
garbage, if you
The
will.
garbage, exactly. The garbage clones.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on, we got a Star Wars Andor starring Rogue One's Diego Luna as
Diego Luna.
Cassian Andor.
Classic.
I forgot I hate his last name. Andor.
This is another case of like one of the situations where I'm like, we don't need more about this character. This
Yeah,
character
I don't.
doesn't need a series. Like,
Yeah, like he was a cool character in Rogue One, but I don't care.
Yeah.
You know.
and that's nothing against
That's
Diego Luna. He's
yeah,
a fantastic actor, but it's just
yeah.
like this
I don't-
specific Star Wars character. I'm like, this one,
Yeah,
we
it's
don't need a whole
one-off
series
thing.
for.
I would
But
have
we'll see.
liked to learn more about what's her name, the Rogue One chick's father, like what he had
Oh,
to go through to build the Death Star and stuff. That and especially him. Oh, what's his name? Mike. It's not Michael something. Some German. I don't know his
Yeah.
name, but he's a really good actor.
Yeah. I don't know, because that's what the thing. The same thing I said about Mandalorian too. Is like I don't need a series talking about some weird bounty hunter, but I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
they'll make it worthwhile.
It
But
is
yeah,
like see that's a here's the deal. That's the same feeling I had about the Mandalorian though.
Yeah,
Like it felt out of place because for forever all I knew was
Jedi.
the Star Wars series saga and then the Clone Wars TV show, and that's it.
Yeah, watching the trailer for Andor, it literally just felt like an open or an empty like art direction like short. Like, oh, this is the art of this and there's no substance to it. It's like
oh yeah, this is a real. That's pretty much.
I don't understand.
I think those
what
are all
direction
clips
they
from
were
the
supposed to
movie
go to.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think that's actual footage of the show.
Oh, it's just like
Yeah.
I feel like if you start out where like there's nothing there, how are you gonna grow it into something? But that's just me.
Well, they haven't filmed it yet, so they can't really show
Oh.
much. It's just an announcement that they're making it.
Oh, weird. Any Hoosers?
There's a series that you were discussing set in the High Republic.
Ah, yes,
called
that's it.
The Acolyte.
The Acolyte. Oh, fancy.
I wonder what that's going to be like.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing here is they're just kind of dropping names on us.
Name
not
Yeah, there's
drop.
nothing to really
like-
show for.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we got a droid story, a new project, featuring a new hero alongside R2D2 and C3PO.
That sounds like a kid's show.
That sounds like a kid
literally.
show, yeah.
The thing is, the investors are happy though.
Oh, yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
right
look at all these
af-
properties.
After the investor show or whatever you call it, their stock jumped up pretty high.
Yeah.
For
Well, because
sure.
Mando's proven that you could have these,
Yeah.
short form content, or I guess long form
I'm
content.
just afraid though, because like I mean I trust Disney. They do it better than most other production companies
awkward.
and
Prequel,
corporations.
not
But
prequel. Trilogy.
wait, what?
Sequel trilogy. Awkward.
Huh?
Sequel trilogy. That
Yeah,
wasn't
but they
very
still did
widely-
well.
People like those movies and they did very well in the theaters, regardless of how.
Yeah, I mean, I
people
don't think they
talk
did
about
as
them.
well as.
Well, I'm
others.
talking in terms of TV shows.
Yeah. Okay.
So I believe they're listening. Like they gave trust to John Favreau, gave trust to Dave Filoni, and their teamwork. And this shows that hopefully, like, if they loosen the leash for all of these shows, I think it'll work out. Don't like gain try to get all the control for the sake of the investors because don't trust the showrunners and stuff. Like that's where you go wrong, and that's kind of what I'm trying to allude to.
Yeah. Also, I just realized it's not an announcement, but it's definitely been confirmed. Book of Boba Fett is another series.
Oh yeah. That was.
That was
That was
teased at the
part
end
of
of
the show.
Mandalorian finale.
Yeah.
They set that up.
Okay. Star Wars Lando, presumably having to do with Lando.
Which Lando
says
though?
Right. It says new event series. Yeah. So it's a.
Is it Billy D or what's his name? Donald Glover.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a curious one.
What if they do flashbacks or
I'm gonna
flash
click
forward?
on it because apparently it's being made by Dear White People creator Justin Simeon.
Oh wow.
I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Sorry, brah. Have you found us somehow and randomly listening to this at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Oh no.
And apparently there's no details. Specifically, no details whether or not it's Billy D or Donald Glover.
Again, another character in the Star Wars universe I don't really care about. Love the actors, Billy D and Donald Glover, but
you know what, John? Someone cares. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They need representation.
Yeah.
And Star Wars Visions, a upcoming anime anthology. That'll be neat, I guess.
Yeah.
There's no other info on that, unfortunately.
I feel like there's very little info on any of this, but they literally just took a hot dump on the media.
Yeah, it was literally a hot dump to get the people happy. Like, ooh, investors are happy now.
Oh, Star Wars shit.
Wow. I heard that was doing well. Let me put in
because
my
Mando was
dollars.
doing so well, so they got to dump more money into it.
Yeah.
And then the 2 movies that they went ahead and announced. Wonder Woman's Patty Jenkins is going to be directing the next Star Wars movie titled Rogue Squadron. Due out in December 2023.
That sounds like it would be kind of cool, like dogfight stuff.
Especially with a director like that, there's going to be a lot of good potential out of that. So.
Right.
Oh yeah.
She's
I always thought that the dogfighting stuff, like any of the Poe sequences in the new trilogy, are some of the best stuff in those movies.
Yeah.
Just like the visual spectacle of it, and just
and they wanted to kill off Poe early on. Huh.
Well, they didn't really use him at the end. Yeah, let's not talk about trilogies.
I'm gonna be intrigued to see how good it's gonna look now, because I feel like our standard of like space fight stuff has gone up recently.
Oh, dude, look at just Mandalorian. The space stuff in that is just like so not grounded, but just it's so visceral.
Yeah, right. It's not over the top or cartoonish or anything. It's just It's like that word.
High budget of that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, just imagine like you don't need a good budget or high budget to do what you need to do well. And you've seen so many movies or shows that just go over the top with things that are not important. Game of Thrones, and it just it doesn't lend to the story at all.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Star Wars. What else?
Star Wars.
Yeah, just to close that out, also they talked a little bit about the Taika Waititi Star Wars movie that apparently got announced already that I didn't know about. But that's happening.
Wait, what?
What?
I don't know why. Star Wars
has always made
Taika RC.
Oh my!
Taika.
That's racist.
No, Taika RC. You don't remember those when we were kids?
No, I can't say
you
I do.
Uncultured swine.
You mean Tonka trucks?
No, Taika RC. Never mind. Just move on.
All right.
Ignore me.
Classic PJ tangent.
Yeah.
Oh, Taika RC. I know it.
There's been more developments in the world of Cyberpunk 2077.
Whoa! Oh, I hope great news.
Well, you can't buy it on the PlayStation Store anymore.
Oh, awkward.
I saw that and I laughed a little bit inside.
So
I mean,
there's
but
that.
still.
So
There
that's
is
not
that.
good news.
No.
They put out CDProjekt Red put out an apology thing that you can go read. They say that they're working on it and they're going to have patches out next year that should completely fix everything. Although I don't know if you can completely fix everything because there's some stuff with the AI in that game that I've seen
I've seen
that
pretty bad.
that stuff.
you would need to completely rework the way the AI works.
Well, I'd like to say right now, John was right on spot with saying that it should have only came out for PC.
I've been saying this all this time. Don't waste your resources on trying to split your team up.
I agree too. It makes
Because if
sense.
Rockstar could, output a game just for consoles only, and then later on improve it for the PC, why can't
Sure.
CDProject?
And then also, a bit important thing is the fact that they kept on putting out new announcements, delaying, and they kept on inadvertently hyping up their game by delaying it even more instead of just saying, maybe we'll just delay it one more year or something, or not say anything at all and just go with it and then deliver when you're ready. But
Yeah,
now they shove themselves into a corner because everyone's getting angry.
yeah, but that's easy to
Everyone's
say
patience
from
ran
the
through.
prospect of a person that's just looking on the outside. On the inside, it's like, oh, we've been sitting on this game for almost 8 years. We're not making money. We need to get something out.
What's another year, honestly?
Another $1 million in avenue or
Well, so
ads
you're
and stuff
Well,
like that.
then
spending
your
you're gonna try to do.
reputation, you know.
Yeah, it's your reputation, but if they didn't
It is, but
screw up with the marketing and not didn't care and just pulled a rock star like you guys said, everything would have been fine.
Well, also it's
But
how they dealt with the reviews and stuff. Like they didn't release any footage for the last gen consoles.
yeah,
It's like, why not be honest about that? It's like it's gonna come
and
out when it comes out.
and then with those delay announcements,
Yeah.
they said they're just fixing bugs and everything, but in all actuality, it turned out to be the consoles, previous gen consoles, that was the issue. So they lied there, and that further tarnished their reputation.
Wait. Okay, I don't want this to turn into a PC elitism thing.
Oh no,
because
it's not.
the
No, it's
PC
not.
version of the game isn't spotless. There's
It's not
bugs
spotless.
all
It's
over
just
that thing.
they're not
No.
they weren't truthful to the beginning in the beginning. So
they said you're gonna
what
get
do you want? Do you want to tell us the truth, or do you want to just be quiet? I'd say hold your comments and just work on it like you've been doing for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
the
they
problem
got they got greedy with wanting to release
Yeah.
for those previous gen consoles.
Yeah, and from the interviews I read, that even the next gen consoles, again, it's not like bashing consoles. It's what CDProjekt Red did, is that isn't a next gen game on the consoles. It's actually the last gen
Previous gen, yeah.
game just up-res for the next gen consoles. That's why
Yeah.
so pretty much they're running the same game. It's just that the next gen have the processing power to run that game. That's why the last gen consoles are doing so poorly. Is they don't
And
have the
it still
processing
can't
power.
even
Yeah,
it still can't even really run it that great.
exactly. Yeah, and it's like that's all CDProjekt Red's fault.
Right.
Yeah, and like you said, the graphics aren't the best, but it is an improvement to what they were showing in 2018 E3. But it's still no excuse.
Well, I mean,
for
look back to
them hyping it up.
The 2013 E3 where it was officially teased.
Yeah.
It's a huge improvement from that too. But I don't know. My thing
is a lot of bad decisions.
Did they fix this is the biggest thing that bothers me. Have they fixed the issue with the save? Like if your save gets past a certain size, you could lose everything. Like that's one of the bugs where I'm like, wow, that shouldn't be happening.
And that's a bug that finds its way into a lot of games. I remember I want to say Borderlands 2 had that problem where you would play it for so long, and it like accumulated data on your character, I guess, and you would eventually get to the point, and you could tell because like it would take longer and longer to load into the game when you would start the
Yeah.
game up
Oh
at
yeah.
main menu, and then eventually you would get to a point where your character just didn't load,
Right. So
Yeah.
it's
and
kind
it
of
would take a
like
patch later to fix it,
I
and it's
think
like,
that's crazy.
basically the game breaking bug that you're talking about, PJ, is like when your save gets over like 8 megabytes or something,
Something like that.
it breaks, like you can't load it. And the way you can only do that is if you've been crafting a lot and you save. So
Mm.
it is a rare bug, but it can happen. And the good news is that I personally
Who's
haven't ran into
who's
game breaking
who's
bugs.
who's going through the crafting route? Anyways.
I know, right?
Whatever.
I mean, someone is. Someone
Yeah,
enjoys
someone
that.
is.
But I'm gonna point, like, I remember that, Joey. That's crazy to me that like it still is a relevant thing, because I remember like people would stop playing. They'd get their character to like level 50 and stop playing on it until they knew the bug
yeah,
was going to be fixed, because they're just like,
you'd
wow,
be
I put
like,
in this many
your
hours.
your character would start getting like take longer and longer to load in. You'd be like, all right, well, I guess I just need to start a different character, and we'll play this one whenever they fix it, I guess.
I remember that, and I knew people that had like 7 characters because they just kept making a new one.
Dang.
Yeah, but I
I
mean,
can't do
because they
that.
would play, they want to play the game really bad,
Oh.
but they couldn't. Like it got to a point where they were waiting 5 minutes to load, and then they were playing with other people. So it's like you have a person that's level 20, and then you have your level 50 character that's taking 5 minutes to load in every single time. By the time you get through, like especially if you're traveling through like multiple portions of the map, you travel 3 times. That's 15 minutes just to get to the other side of the map. Which
Oh
is
no,
like,
it didn't affect loading while you were in the game. It was only the main menu load.
oh, really? I thought it was like
Yeah,
map loading. Okay. Well,
no, it
either
was
way,
just the load
it.
into the game.
I remember it took forever at points when I was playing with someone that was around level 50 for them to be. I think it was Ryan that I was playing with, and he would be like, "Hold on, I'm gonna try my level 50 character," and then we were sitting there for like, I'd just go get food or go like do something else for a while, and he's like, "Okay, it finally loaded," and he's like, "I probably shouldn't touch this character anymore for a while." Because it's gonna break it, and it's like it's crazy and scary to think that a game that you paid money for, that you're now investing time into, like imagine you invested, I don't know, 16 hours into a game. Doesn't seem like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but 16 hours of your life just pop gone because the game just broke itself, just because you played it, like the thing that it's made to do, and you broke it because you did it. I don't know. That's a fundamentally stupid thing that
Fix your game.
fix it right away. That's the only thing that in the whole list I'm like, okay, graphical glitches, bugs, blah 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 blah, whatever. I'm totally an advocate of playing early access and alpha games comparatively to John. But something like that, no. I'm not.
Because like at
I
least
give it a
early
leeway.
access games wear it on their sleeve.
Yeah.
Like AAA games come out now and they're garbage with a bunch of missing features and shit, and then you just expect them to get filled in over time. And it's like when AAA games are releasing as gold, when in reality they're basically early access,
Yeah.
it means like, why don't we just play early access games all the time? Because that's what we're getting
Mhm.
from our $60 products anyway.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then the early access games are only $20 comparatively to
And
these
honestly,
AAAs that are 60.
they tend to be more inventive because of their early access nature allows them to take risks in things, whereas AAA games, you get kind of the bog standard same thing year after year.
Yeah.
Because again, to please those shareholders, they're afraid of
Yeah.
taking risks, so they won't deviate anything from where they're guaranteed to get sales for.
True. Keep doing
Very,
what you're
very
doing early
true.
access. You AAA though.
Disappointed in you
Watching
guys.
you.
Yeah.
Watching you.
Not happy with you.
All right, let's close out here with this last topic. Tom Cruise is ranting, or isn't ranting currently, but there was a hubbub because
Still out
some
there just
footage came
angry.
out. Yeah, he's currently on the streets ranting. No, Tom Cruise. I guess some people during the shoot of Mission Impossible 5, is it? or whatever, whatever they're
I
on.
think
5,
18.
6,
Mission
6,
Impossible
Uh,
18.
Probably.
I think it's 6.
He got mad and went off on some of the staff for not following the COVID guidelines. I haven't heard it, but I suppose it's similar to
I
like
heard
the
it.
Christian Bale one.
Yeah.
Hey,
See,
Christian
the
Bale
Christian
went
Bale
off
one
on
was
it too?
petty. Yeah.
The Christian
That
Bale
was
one was
petty.
kind of petty. Well, you know,
Um,
he did the dude did keep fucking up
Yeah.
you know, and it's like when you're in like a high stress, every time you fuck up a scene, that's like money down the drain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So like I get why like Christian Bale would be
Well,
like, yo.
but the problem is that was rehearsal. He was rehearsing while that was happening.
Oh, was it
So again,
rehearsal?
So again, it was kind of
Oh,
petty
okay.
from
I was
what I remember. I might
under
be
the
wrong, but
impression
that's what
that
I
it was.
remember.
I thought it was literally that
But-
like the DP kept accidentally stepping in frame and ruining the
Yeah.
shot.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I don't.
I think it was remember.
I
But Christian's very
yeah,
like
whatever.
a method. So when he's rehearsing, he's probably in character too. So if that's distracting to him, then yeah. Again, not an excuse to yell at people. But I also just don't like higher ups yelling at people. While I do think Tom
Well,
Cruise had the because who hasn't, I don't know, at least I haven't. I mean, I had a lot of times when I'm outside. It's it's Rona. It's like we're in a pandemic right now, and a lot of people don't take it seriously. So there's a lot of times where I see people not wearing masks or just kind of doing stuff that I'm like, I wish I can walk up and just yell at them.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what Tom Cruise did.
Yeah.
But I get the other side of it too. Like you're doing your job and you're passionate about it. Like I find myself in a lot of situations where I'm at work and I'm trying to help a coworker because they don't have an answer and I'm like involved in it, and so I walk too close and we're like trying to figure out the answer together. Then I realize and I step away and I'm like, oh shit, like it's unavoidable sometimes, and you try your best. And
So
like,
these guys were talking without the mask on.
okay,
some
so
crew.
that is not acceptable. That
Yeah,
I'm on his side.
They
with.
were
Yeah.
like huddling around a computer or something, reviewing
Yeah.
something.
Without a mask. Like if
Without a
they
mask
had their
on.
mask on,
Yeah.
then I could give a
But-
little bit of leeway.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
'cause
Again, it's like I don't
forget.
like high up people yelling at the lower people. That's not my only
Yeah.
problems. Like he could have been like, "Yo, put your mask on. You're like kind of endangering the
You're right.
production, the people."
He could
our
have just walked
families."
up and tapped
Um,
him on the shoulder
yeah.
and
Been
been
more
like,
cool
"Hey
about it.
guys, put your mask on or you're fired from the
Yeah.
production."
Yeah,
Because
pretty
he is the
much.
producer of
Yeah.
the project.
Oh, he
isn't
is?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Yeah,
thought
he
he
was
was
Mission
just like
he's a
Impossible
higher
is
up
his
person.
baby.
Yeah.
That's his baby. But yeah, like he could have dialed it down a few notches, but like if you see it in his eyes, it's true because Mission Impossible was one of the only, maybe the only video production that was going on like early on
Yeah.
in during the outbreak earlier in 2020. So like it, the one industry, the film industry, can die or live by the
Mhm.
hands of that
Yeah.
video production. So there was a lot of pressure for him and his crew to get it
Yeah.
right and
To
make
prove
sure
that Hollywood can
can
make
safely
make a film safely again.
yeah. So in that light, like yes, we can argue all day whether or not he was right in yelling and
the way he did
ranting
it.
and yeah, the way he did it. But I think the main thing we need to discuss is that like, or maybe mention is that like there are many industries like this having to cope with with the hand they were dealt and
Yeah.
like what like
Well,
Yeah. It's like a lot of
what else?
businesses can't go back to work, and you're gonna endanger this, this
Yeah.
industry.
And yeah, yes, the entertainment industry is like, yes, we don't really need it. It's not that essential.
but it
But
hires so many
what
people.
is essential
Yups.
are the jobs. So that's what makes it important. So when people say, "Oh, this is petty. Why are you complaining about it?" It's I think you have to worry about people's
Yeah.
livelihood.
Well,
So
we
Not
don't-
just
when
Tom's
you
job.
when you think about it in that light, Tom has a point. Yes, he yelled. Yes, it was probably uncalled for, but he cares about those people's jobs and the people's jobs that aren't even in his crew. the whole industry.
Well, and do we know the whole story too? Like, was he dealing with that all day where it was consistent and he finally just broke? Like, we don't have people recording the rest of the
Yeah.
situation, or had it been going
Yeah.
on for weeks where people were being
Well,
negligent
so
and he finally snapped?
I mean, it's
he
always good
did.
to keep calm in any job situations. Like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't blow up
Yeah, exactly.
regardless.
I mean,
No,
that's why
but
that's
you
why
get to
some
a
people
point where
don't
it's
like
like,
Gordon
Yeah.
Ramsay. That's why some
Yeah.
people don't like Gordon Ramsay. It's same discussion, but like if you listen to his recording the rant, um, he does mention that like there are like producers and everybody like so many like higher ups in the industry just calling him and asking for guidance and how he's actually dealing with it and stuff. So like yes, he is like the 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 experiment per se for that one industry.
Mhm.
So that what he did, like his success or failure with his crew on that video production, um, can spell what would be the future for for a
I,
whole industry. So
I feel
Mhm.
like just dealing with people in general, that there's some people in the world that you cannot. It's like talking to a defiant toddler child. There's
yeah,
just some people in the
but
world that it's too thick where it won't get through, and I think
yeah,
that was a situation he might have been dealing with,
yeah.
where he was just like, you know what, fuck it, this is the rules, you follow them or you're fucking out.
It
Yeah.
was
And I
probably a bad day, and
Yeah.
like all those calls have gone to him, and maybe he's tired. Like you
Yeah.
don't know. You honestly don't know. We
Mhm.
could speculate all day, but
he was
Yeah.
laying down the
But it's like,
law. He put
yeah,
on
it's like one of the
the big
things.
belt and he laid down the law. I'm down with
Yeah.
that. Good
Yeah.
for you, Tom. You did what had to be done to protect your people. I respect that.
Well, let's just admit it's both for
yeah,
a selfish reason and he cares about people because he
Oh
wants
yeah,
it
yeah.
it's true.
movie
So
produced.
you don't really know his true motives,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like
But
No, but it was in
it's there. It's
it's
there.
all in good
yeah,
cause. Like
it's a good attempt.
it's the same like question that's asked like of a hero situation. It's like if you
Yeah,
sacrifice, you know, a person for the greater good of of many, like is that make it a bad cause? No, you're still
Yeah.
doing it in the greater cause
yeah.
of multiple, but then at the same
But
time, I mean,
also
it's a gray
we don't
area.
we don't personally like no one personally knows Tom Cruise here, but
I'm the same height as
like
him.
wow, that's amazing. But from what I've seen over the years, maybe he's just good at hiding his true colors. But from what I've seen, he seems like an overall decent guy,
Yeah.
and he's intentioned.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, if you listen
coming
to what he
from that,
said, like, because I
uh,
did listen to it, it's like everything makes sense. Like, he goes through, it's like, yeah, he says it the selfish way. It's like, this is my production. I want this to work out, right, for himself. But he
yeah,
also says, there's so many people that we employ, there's so many families that have to deal with this. So it's like,
yeah,
and then he also tells the two guys, where it's like, you are so lucky to be working on a production that is allowed to be in production. So it's like,
yeah,
all the things he says, like, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Oh yeah, it's all if you took out the couple parts where he was like, "This is mine," it was
yeah.
once again him
Yeah.
just pointing out like, "I have the power to
Yeah.
tell you to
Yeah.
leave."
It's pretty much, yeah, he's
The
pulling his dick.
the
his balls.
beginning
Yeah.
the beginning was very like, oh, I don't know if I like Tom Cruise anymore.
Yeah.
But if he stopped there, then I was like, oh, dang
Yeah, I
it,
was
why
like,
do you have to
dude.
do that? But he took a breath because he was very emotional and very hot right there. But
Hot,
after that,
moist.
he actually started reasoning why he was hot
Yeah.
headed. So
Yeah. Which more
that's
people
okay.
should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When doing
That's fine.
debates and
When you're
arguments.
frustrated, shit comes out that you don't want to say
Yeah.
necessarily.
You got
And you got to give the person like if they have the rebound afterwards where they actually like say responsible things, then you give him the respect where it's due. He obviously did that, so respect where due. When you have a situation like you were saying before, was a Christian Bale,
yeah.
there was no rebound effect. There was no this is a responsible thing to say. He just continued spiraling.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad
I think it got
didn't
worse.
listen to his thing.
His I didn't listen to Tom Cruise's, but from what you're telling me, like in the stuff I read, he did much better. Christian Bale was like literally a spiral into lunacy, and then it's just like he's
Oh
gone.
my.
He's on a different fucking planet from the rest
I
of the
don't
world.
know. I don't know if it's that bad.
It
was
was
How
not
long?
bad, but it
Wait,
was.
how long ago was Christian Bale's
That
rant?
was a long time. That was for
Couple of
Terminator
5 years or
Genesis,
something
not
like that,
Genesis.
maybe
What's a
longer?
Terminator?
Oh,
Salvation.
okay.
Salvation.
Okay. Well, then even with that, that's like you expect me to feel sympathy for him even after that film? Okay.
Well, I mean, it's like when you're on the job, you're making the best movie you can possibly make.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're.
It's
I know
100%.
he's serious. But jeez, control yourself.
I don't know. Once again, we don't know the circumstances. I listened to
Yeah,
it
true.
and I was just like, holy shit.
It was pretty funny. I felt bad for the guy yelling at, but it was pretty. Funny.
You know the gif you always use, Garrick, of the kid just
Yeah,
sitting there,
just
like I
awkward.
imagine like
whole
everybody
set,
on
yeah.
the set except for the kid,
like,
the guy getting yelled at's probably sitting there like having his whole emotional like
oh,
level
man.
broken down, and then everybody else is just staring like, I'm glad that's not me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right,
Well,
let's get out of
anyways,
here.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm
That's
glad
been
we
a
ended
show.
with some holiday cheer.
Yeah, no, cheer about yelling at people. Before we
Yeah.
go, we do things on Twitch and we do things on YouTube. John, what's going on the Twitch?
You know what? We're gonna swap things around for the New Year's, but if you
wow.
haven't already, and this comes out in time, Wednesday is our eve before Christmas Eve. We're doing a holiday special on
Christmas
Wow.
Eve.
twitch.tv/cameraman John. Check it out.
Wow.
Yeah. Give it some love.
What's on the tub?
The Yub Tub. Well, we got this obviously. So this is our Christmas special YouTube.
Yeah.
Christmas special podcast, sorry. I hesitate to say it, but hopefully we'll be recording it after this. We will have some sort of Christmas special video. Check that out. It should be coming out following this or maybe Christmas Eve. So give it some love there. Of course, Garrick's normal dub. We have some more Rebirth Isle coming your way.
Oh yeah.
You saw the
Oh,
stream. We
yeah.
got another awesome dub.
Live
so
on stream.
we're excited about that.
Yes.
So if you want to see the recap, go check it out. And then next year we have a lot of cool ideas. We're excited for 2021. The Phat Peeps is gonna try to revamp and reorganize and try some new formulas out and see what happens.
Oh yeah.
Super stoked. But
Indeed.
Super stoker.
All right, thanks everybody for listening. This has been the Phat Peeps podcast. Kind of got a little burp there at the end, right before I'm
Perfect
trying to get the
timing.
words out. I know,
Wow.
right? We'll be back next week,
But of
so
course.
catch us then. Bye, everybody.
Oh yeah.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
We'll
see you-
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you right before the new year.
Indeed.
Timmy, drop that sick Christmas beat.
Oh yeah.